Hello friends. Imagine waking up on August 2, 2026, and discovering that attackers have taken control of thousands of business computers overnight. But here is the strange part. They never touched any of those computers directly. Instead, they broke into the company managing all of them, a managed service provider, and from that one entry point they owned everything downstream. That is exactly what happened with CVE-2026-18577, a critical flaw in a popular IT management platform called N-central. In this video, we will break down how this attack worked, step by step, and what it teaches us about a class of vulnerability that keeps appearing in the wild. So what is an MSP? A managed service provider is a company that handles the IT work for other businesses. Think of them as the outsourced tech team for hundreds of companies at once. To do that job efficiently, they use a tool called an RMM, which stands for Remote Monitoring and Management. An RMM lets the MSP install software, apply patches, and remotely control any endpoint, which just means any computer or server, across all their customers from one central console. N-central, made by a company called N-able, is one of the most widely used RMM platforms. The problem is obvious once you see it. Break into that one console, and you have remote access to every single customer endpoint it manages. That is a catastrophic single point of failure. Now let's understand the exact type of vulnerability at the heart of this attack. It is called CVE-288, which stands for Authentication Bypass using an alternate path or channel. Authentication just means proving who you are, like logging in with a username and password. A bypass means skipping that check entirely. Here is the analogy. Imagine a building with a secure front door. The security guard checks every ID there. But somewhere around the side, there is an unlocked door with no guard at all. The app is the building. The main login is the front door. The alternate path is that unguarded side door. An attacker ignores the front door completely and walks straight in through the side. Coming up next, we will see exactly how CVE-2026-18577 exploited this weakness, and why it actually took two separate patches to close it. So here is the 2CVE story. Back in early 2026, N-able found and patched a bypass vulnerability in N-central. That vulnerability was called CVE-2026-18577. It affected N-central versions through 2026.1, and the patch closed one exploitation path. But here is the problem. The same underlying weakness had a second path that the patch never touched. Attackers found it. That second path became CVE-2026-18577, affecting every N-central build before version 2026.3.1.7. Think of it like patching one side door but missing another one around the corner. N-able confirmed this second vector on August 2, 2026 and released hotfix 2026.3.1.7 the same day. Next, let's follow the exact steps attackers took once they were inside. Alright, here is exactly how the attack played out, confirmed over August 2 and 3, 2026. Step 1. The attacker uses the bypass to skip the N-central login entirely. No username, no password. They are straight into the console with full admin access. Think of that as the keys to every customer in the building. Step 2. N-central has a built-in feature called Take Control. It is meant for MSPs to remotely access customer computers for support. The attacker abuses it to jump from the N-central console onto managed endpoints at customer organizations. Step 3. On those customer endpoints, they install a Windows service named Cloudflare. That service quietly opens a persistent outbound tunnel. Now let's look at why that tunnel is so hard to detect and remove. Here's why the Cloudflare tunnel is such a clever choice for an attacker. Normal firewalls block unexpected inbound connections from the internet, but a Cloudflare tunnel works the other way. The infected endpoint reaches outward to Cloudflare over port 443, which is standard HTTPS traffic. Every network allows that. The traffic blends in perfectly with ordinary web browsing. There is no suspicious inbound knock for a firewall to catch. And here is the most dangerous part. Even after the N-central server gets patched or completely wiped, that tunnel service on the downstream customer endpoint keeps running. The attacker still has a backdoor, completely independent of N-central now. The breach survives its own cleanup. Next, we will pull all of this together into the lessons defenders need to act on right now. Alright, let's pull everything together. 3 lessons from this attack that you can use right now. First, an incomplete patch is not a closed door. CVE-2026-18577 was patched, but a second bypass path stayed open and became CVE-2026-18577. Whenever a patch addresses a bypass class, you must retest for alternate routes through the same weakness. Second, your RMM console is the master key to every customer you manage. It deserves network isolation and multi-factor authentication, full stop. Third, and this is the one most defenders miss. Patching N-central does not remove the Cloudflared tunnel service already running on customer endpoints. You have to hunt downstream. Check every managed device for a Windows service named Cloudflared. If you run N-central, apply hotfix 2026.3.1.7 today. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.